everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J here with a review on some new pieces from Fenty Beauty. As you guys may know, Fenty Beauty just launched some new additions to their Kilowatt Highlighter line, as well as a completely new launch of Stalk'r bronzers. So let's go ahead and jump into it by first talking about this new launch, the bronzer. Like I said, this is called the Stalk'r Instant Warmth Bronzer, and bronzing is one of my absolute favorite things to do in my makeup routine. Back in the day, you could not pay me to bronze, and that's because there used to not be a versatile enough amount of bronzers to accommodate my complexion. So I just felt like black girls didn't bronze. So it makes me very excited to see a launch of bronzers that fit a wide range of people. So the packaging for the bronzers is a bit different than her regular packaging. It does have a bronze title here, and this is what Fenty Beauty's packaging normally looks like. So as you guys can see, it's just a little bit different. And here's the packaging for the bronzer. Of course it's bronze. Like, of course. So this bronzer retails for $30, and this bronzer has 6.23 grams of product, or 0.23 ounces of product in the container, which is slightly less than we typically get with bronzers. On average, most companies give us 8 to 10 grams of product in our bronzer, so this one is slightly less. But the packaging of this bronzer looks super luxe. I really like the way that it looks, but it does come with a mirror on the inside of the compact, as well as the entire compact is mirrored. So technically, it's mirrors all around it. And the actual powder is embossed with an FB, which stands for none other than Fenty Beauty. So there are 8 different shades of this bronzer, and the lightest shade is In the Sun, and this one is recommended for fair complexions. Next, there is Shady Biz for light complexions, Private Island for light to medium complexions, Island Ting, which is the color that I picked up. This one is for medium complexions. Bajan Gal, this one is for tan complexions. Caramel Cutie for tan to deep complexions. Cocoa Naughty for deep complexions. And lastly, Mocha Mommy for very deep complexions. So this is a very decent range of bronzers, but I did make a few notes for colors that I hope that they add on in the future. I would like to see a color in between the last two, Cocoa Naughty and Mocha Mommy. I would like to see a color right in between there that is a little bit more golden in tone, like a lot of the other bronzers that she has. Just because when you get to bronzers for very deep complexions, a lot of times we see bronzers that are very warm in tone, that are very reddish, and I would like to see a golden deep bronzer, as well as a color one shade deeper than Mocha Mommy that again is a little bit more golden in undertone. So hopefully we get to see something like that. But aside from that, the range is really nice. So like I said, the color that I selected is Island Ting, and I was going back and forth between this color and Bajan Gal, and I decided on this one just because it is more neutral and more golden. And honestly, I don't have a bronzer that's quite this tone. I feel like this one is very unique because all of the other bronzers that I have in my collection are a lot more warm. I will insert a picture of this Fenty bronzer next to some of the bronzers that I typically use, and you guys can see that the Fenty bronzer is a lot more golden in comparison to my other bronzers, which are a lot more neutral warm. Now the color that was one shade darker than this one, I definitely feel like I could wear it, but I feel like on my complexion it would be a little bit too warm, and so as a result of that, I have a very golden undertone. Whenever I put on a bronzer that's a little bit too warm, it looks like I have been sunburnt, and that is not what I want to look like. I want to look sun-kissed. But the formulation of the Fenty bronzer is very smooth. It is a traditional powder bronzer, so it's not a gelée or anything like that, but it's not super powdery. It's very finely milled, and it doesn't have any glitter or shimmery particles in it. It is a totally matte bronzer. It also does not have a smell to it. It's a pretty versatile product. You can use it traditionally as your bronzer, or you can even use it as eyeshadow. So now let's move on to the new Kilowatt Highlighters. She originally was slated to come out with 3, but in this launch she came out with 2. I'll get to that. So the Kilowatt highlighter that I picked up is the Duo, and this one is in the color Afternoon Snack / Mo Money, and this one retails for $34, but all of the other ones are $36, so I don't know if that was a misprint. Is it gonna go back up in price? I don't know. But it is a dual-sided highlighter, split pan. So on one side it contains a highlighter that's more muted in tone, then on the other side it contains a highlighter that's a little bit more turned up, that's a little bit more bold, but both of them are in the same color family. They basically are the same color, but they're just 2 different variations of that color. The colors in this highlighter are described as a soft bronze champagne sheen and a super Supercharged Bronze Champagne Shimmer. So the next color that she came out with is called Penny for You Thoughts. And this one is a very copper toned highlighter. And this color is described as a metallic burnt copper. I personally did not buy this color simply because it's too dark for my complexion and I know that I won't be using it. I know a lot of people are like, you can use it as eyeshadows. And for me, with the size of my collection at this moment, I don't feel that it's necessary to add on a $36 big pan of highlighter to use as an eyeshadow. So I opted not to grab that one, but it was very smooth and the color is pretty. I feel like this one would look really great on deep complexions. Like people who are in the shade range of Lupita Nyong'o, I feel like it would pop so beautifully. So now moving on to that third highlighter that I told you guys that they were supposed to come out with, that they pulled production on because they said that they were going to rename it. This one is called Geisha Chic. Now my Sephora messed up and had it out, so I was able to swatch it and I could have bought it, but I decided against buying it simply because I did not want to offend anybody, because that is the reason why that product in particular got pulled, simply because a lot of people felt like this name was fetishizing geishas, and geishas are very well educated and very well respected. So this name was very offensive. They pulled it, they issued apologies, and they said that they were going to rename this product and come out with it at a later date. Aside from the name, looking at the color of this product, it is a very red, very opaque pearlized color. Again, this is not a color that's typically up my alley simply because of my complexion. Colors like this can look like I have a bruise on my face. So without the name playing into a factor, I also would have passed on this. But let me know your thoughts on everything and enjoy. Look at this. This is so weird. This little plastic thing just slides out the side. Crazy, right? I'm gonna go ahead and apply the bronzer. I like to apply my bronzer and then my highlight. So I'm just gonna go in with the Enochi brush by Sonia G. So I'm gonna go in with another swirl. It's showing up once I'm layering it. So I'm just gonna continue to build it. I like this brush because it's a pointed brush and it's small, so it's going to allow me to get in this precise area and bronze up my skin. So I am just buffing this bronzer out. It's like a natural type bronze look. Go in with some over here. So initially going in, it just looks very natural on me, but it does build. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a coarser brush. This is an Esom X52 brush, and see if it picks up and applies this product a little bit more pronounced. So let's see. Yeah, it definitely took it there a little bit faster. And this brush is a little bit coarser, so it's going to allow us to pick up that product a little bit more harshly and apply it a little bit faster. I am going to apply some here, just to even us out, and I just like to lightly stipple it around my hairline just because I do not like this to get all in my hair if I can. Then I'm going to apply some down here just to bronze it totally out. But as you guys saw, both brushes worked. I just feel like a coarser brush is going to work faster than a super soft brush, but both of them work. It just depends on how intense you want your bronzer to be. So I think that bronzer looks very natural. If I had applied it with just one layer, it would have literally just looked like my skin was a little bit bronzed. I like the way that it looks, and I like that this bronzer really fits in with my undertone, which is golden. So now let's apply our highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Sonia G Detail Pro brush. Okay, I'm going to go in with the side that's not calling me as much just to see what it's talking about. So I'm just going to apply that. Okay. Nice sand color. It's literally like a beigey tan sand color. Very beautiful. I love Fenty Beauty's Kilowatt Highlighters. They're very smooth, they're pigmented, and they're going to give you that really beautiful glow. This side is the more subdued highlight out of the duo. As you guys can see with that one application, it's just going to give you a very naturally glowy type look. You can wear this in a more professional type setting. So if you work in a corporate job and you still want to glow, but you don't want to glow like you're going out, this one is really pretty. Very soft. And I'm going to use the same brush in this side. It's the more dramatic, more popping, has like very fine specks of glitter in it. The other side is just very refined and it looks like a sheen. This side definitely is bringing the drama. As you all can see, it's just a lot more sparkly. The glitter particles are so fine that they're basically microscopic. As you guys can see, this is the same highlighter, just with different intensities. This side doesn't have the glitter particles. This side does. So it has that sheen plus the glitter, so it's going to pop a little bit more. But both sides are absolutely gorgeous. But neither side needs an additional adhesive to bump it up. This highlighter is very well formulated, so it's going to give you that beautiful glow without having to go over it several times. You don't have to spray it to intensify it. It's just really pretty by itself. Let's do a recap of everything and I'll share with you guys my final thoughts. Let's start off with my Kilowatt highlighter. Love it. Formulation of it is beautiful. Gave a very beautiful glow. It's something a little bit different. It's not your traditional gold, so I don't feel like I have a lot of repeats of this in my collection. It is a nice everyday type highlighter and I feel like I'll get a lot of great usage out of this. I feel like a lot of people can wear this highlight. Just be wary that if you're in the 400s category, this may look a little bit gray in tone because the silver cast of the undertone of this highlighter may pick up with your complexion. So just be mindful of that if you have a very deep complexion. And as far as the bronzer, again, I feel like it is formulated very well, very smooth. It glides on the skin. It doesn't pull and tug on my foundation. It doesn't emphasize any of my breakouts that I have. Especially on this side, I feel like you can barely see them versus the powder grabbing onto them and clinging and just, you know, bringing them to the forefront, which nobody wants. I'm very impressed with the formulation and I'm very impressed with the color and the color range. I think it's super nice. I think I look like a bronzed goddess. What you think? Let me know down in the comments section. Also, let me know if you plan on picking up any of these new pieces from Fenty Beauty. Are you guys excited for summer? Let me know what you're looking forward to down in the comments section. And I will check you guys in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.